All right, guys, we have a little bit of news today. Nothing major, but I still kind of wanted to go over it a little bit. In the last 48 hours, we have had 2 different lawsuits filed against Intrepid Studios in federal court. Both are class action lawsuits. They were filed one day apart by different law firms with different plaintiffs, but basically are telling an identical story. Before I start, I do want to say there's not a lot of new information here. That will probably come out in responses to these things that have been filed, but I still kind of wanted to just walk through what the lawsuits are saying. First, again, there are 2 separate class action lawsuits filed. The first was February 4th and the second was February 5th. Both are filed in the Southern District of California, and both name Intrepid Studios, Inc. as the sole defendant. And both obviously center on the same layoffs at the same facility at the same time. Despite being filed separately, both complaints independently allege the following. First was a mass layoff or plant closing occurred. The alleged layoff date is February 2nd or 3rd of 2026. One lawsuit alleges at least 123 employees were terminated. The other lawsuit estimates around 200 employees were affected. Now, we have had some WARN data changed on the website, so I don't know if this will get amended later, but either number is well above the legal threshold for triggering WARN Act protections. Second, they allege employees did not receive 60 days notice, and really this is the core of both cases. Under federal and California law, employers must provide 60 days advanced written notice before a mass layoff or plant closing. Both lawsuits allege that no 60-day notice was provided and that employees were provided days before termination, or in some cases, after the decision was already made. One lawsuit alleges notice was effectively 2 to 3 days, not 60, and that difference is legally enormous. They also allege that no legal exception applied. So WARN law allows limited exceptions, such as natural disasters, acts of war, or sudden unforeseeable business collapse. Both complaints explicitly allege that no qualifying emergency or exception existed. In plain English, they are alleging the layoffs were planned, foreseeable, and not sudden under the law. The second lawsuit goes further than just WARN violations. It alleges direct wage violations. So specifically, it claims that after termination, employees were not paid for their final weeks of work. Accrued PTO and vacation was not paid out. Final pay stubs were not issued. And employees in California and Ohio were denied wages that were required by state law. So this lawsuit, the second one, brings 4 claims total. The Federal WARN Act, California WARN Act, California wage law violations, and Ohio wage law violations. So this expands potential liability well beyond notice penalties. So what employees are seeking across both lawsuits, former employees are seeking 60 days of back pay, 60 days of lost benefits, unpaid wages, unused PTO, waiting time penalties, civil penalties, and attorney fees and costs. If certified as class actions, damages could scale rapidly based on number of employees, salary levels, benefit packages, and duration of violations. So procedurally, what could happen next? You could see motions to consolidate the cases. That seems likely or possible. Intrepid will obviously have to formally respond as well, and class certification will probably be contested. And then lastly, discovery may force internal timelines and communications into the open, which is, I think, what a lot of people are looking for. But keep in mind, this process can take months and years potentially. So it might be quite a while before we find anything new. But obviously, if new filings do appear or new cases emerge, we will certainly talk about that here. Stephen Sharif himself has also stated he apparently plans to file some sort of lawsuit, so we'll see what happens with that. And I'll keep working through with the news and kind of presenting you guys stuff as I get it. So I appreciate you, and yeah, see you guys around.